We're making moves, we're shaking things, speaking our truth, living our dreams. I'm talking about the unconventional, unconventional, unconventional African. Hey guys, how are you today, my people, my people? Welcome to another episode of the Unconventional African. It's your girl, Elizabeth, and I am here with somebody greater than great people. When you think of great people, count him, because he is a phenomenal guy. Man, by the time you finish hearing his story, you go inside your closet and ask the Holy Spirit, lead me to be like him. Oh, God, thank you. Please, my guy, introduce yourself.
That was a great introduction. My name is Ohizua Russel, from Queens, New York.
Hey, shout out to New York. New York in the building. Shout out to them.
Of course, we here. We in here. We in Brooklyn. Come on, man. We doing out here.
Oh my goodness, Ohizua, please tell these people what you do.
I mean, we're Nigerian, so we have 100 jobs, but my prime focus is real estate. So
Wow.
I do that full time. I've been doing that for over 4 years now. So actually a family brokerage that we opened up in 2016.
So your whole family does it?
Whole family does it. Some of us do it full time. Some of us do it part time.
Wow. Okay, so this is definitely an unconventional thing because, no, for real. Like African parents may go into like things like real estate, but when you tell, oh, daddy, mommy, I want to do real estate. Really, what? Like, real what? If you want to sell houses, just come and sell our own house.
That's a fact.
Like, that's really dope. So did you have to go to school to do real estate?
Yes, I still went to school, not for real estate though.
Okay, so let's back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
What did you go to school for?
I went to University of Albany. Shout out to all my UA listeners.
Okay.
I studied computer science.
Wow.
So after I graduated with a degree in computer science, it was two routes. You know, at this time I was still doing real estate, but it wasn't a profession. You know, my parents have always been investors. So I would pick up their rent from their rental homes. I would do that periodically, but I wouldn't consider myself a professional. After that, after graduation, I decided not to go back to school to get my master's. You know how it is. Your parents.
No, yeah.
Yeah, they
What?
just want you to keep going to
You're
school.
going to do master's. I want you to be doctor of computer science. Like, nobody does that, mom. You do it.
Yeah.
PhD. Why would I get a PhD in computer science? Like, I don't want to teach it, man.
That's a fact.
But they want doctor.
Yeah, exactly. So instead of going into more debt, I'm like, you know what? You know, computer science is a very strong major.
Right.
So you kind of don't need your master's to straight out of school make some good money.
Yeah.
And, you know, work up from there.
Especially with the IT age nowadays.
Exactly.
So, like,
exactly.
literally everything is technology based.
Yes. So shortly after that, I decided to work instead. So I worked for an IT consulting company on Wall Street. So I was feeling myself, you know.
Wait.
Like...
Hey. Wait, this boy entered Wall Street, guys. You know all those guys that wear suits? I told you guys, when you say greatest, he's the greatest.
You're funny, man. But yeah, I went straight into work for an IT software engineering company on Wall Street. And when you say American dream, I mean, I guess that's what you could call it, but that shit wasn't for me, man.
Really?
I learned fast. Thank God I didn't go back to school and wait another year to find out, oh no, this is not my cup of tea. So I actually was a political science major at first. I went to John Jay College my first year in Manhattan. Then I finally realized that wasn't for me either. I was like, nah, I can't do it.
That's really dope that you decided early, like, this is not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you had the courage to move on that. Because especially, like, there's people that, you know, their siblings probably, like, paved the way, but them being the last hope, right? They try to, like, still do what mommy and daddy wanted because they saw maybe, like, the disappointment that the parents had. And I mean, it kind of puts you in a bind, but I can't tell that you were just like, nah, I'm not about to put myself through that.
That's a fact. I mean, at the end of the day, we get to a certain age where we got to make our own decisions.
Facts.
Our parents can only guide us so much, and they did a great job.
Facts.
But then it's kind of for you to be the captain of the ship. I'm the captain of the ship.
Ha! Drive the boat. Hey, drive the boat.
That's a fact.
So my next question for you is, like, honestly, from deep down within yourself, could you say that the industry that you're in right now is where you've always wanted to be, especially because you've worked like literally the highest of the corporate ladder. Mm-hmm. Now you're working for yourself. How does that feel? Like,
that's a great question.
I know, like, honest. So many people out there, they're question. Like, real estate, it sounds good, but like you have to put a lot of work in, right?
And
but now, and sacrifice. Mm-hmm. But now you left a job at Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's something wrong with you.
Yeah, by now I would definitely be up there in the ranks because I graduated in 2014. We're 19, about to be 20.
Yeah.
So that's 6 years working under your belt, and you know how we move.
Yeah.
We don't stay.
No, Naija know the carry last.
Exactly. So yeah, for sure. But I've always been a person of curiosity. So when I would take the bus to school or when I would take the train, I'll just see people midday dressed in regular clothes. I'm like, what does this guy do? That he's not in a job,
wearing
working,
a suit.
10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And speaking of 10 hours a day, it was the worst commute. Since I live in Queens, it would take me an hour and 40 minutes, and I was doing 10 hours. So if you do the math, you wake up.
You didn't sleep. That's
didn't sleep. Yeah.
Because when you go home, you take a shower, you eat. You 2 more hours have. Oh, you didn't sleep.
You just go back to sleep to do it again. And I was like, this can't be life.
But that's not.
There's more to life than that. To each his own. Some people love that type of lifestyle. But for me, I enjoy personally traveling, helping people, meeting new people, and just this world is beautiful. And a lot of us don't get the chance,
man,
because we're so narrow-minded on this is the route I got to take. So when you take a step back, and I always say to myself, true success is success with self. So it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. What's going to make you happy at the end of the day?
Wow. Come on. This boy is really spitting fire. No, seriously. First and foremost, you said take a step back. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, because I always notice when you're in something, you can't see, like, all where the holes are, right? But when you take a step back, you can kind of see the picture for what it is.
That's a fact.
Another thing you said was no need to be narrow-minded. There's not only one way to do things. When we take GPS, we can always reroute.
Mm-hmm. That's a good
You
analogy.
can always reroute. And the good thing is, even if you have to, you can make a U-turn, go back, and take another way.
That's a fact, especially since, I'm sure most of your listeners will be on the younger side. You got a lot of time to make some mistakes and, still get back on the race and continue.
That's true. That's true.
And you just got to ask God for guidance, and to follow your conscience. Because, I'm a big practitioner of meditating. So when you meditate, ask God for guidance. God is not a God of confusion.
Facts.
So he'll tell you where you need to go and how to move.
He even says in his word, meditate on my word day and night. And that just means you got to be in tune with your creator and yourself. Because if you don't know who yourself is, you don't know what yourself wants and needs. So unless you understand that, which is why a mother and a newborn baby have to spend so much time together, because you'll never know what that baby needs until you spend time and get to know that baby's habits or that baby's gestures when they need certain things. It's the same thing. If you don't treat yourself like a baby and really pay attention to yourself, you'll wind up not understanding yourself, because sometimes you do things that you don't understand, right? And you got to take a step back and say, okay, I'm acting like this because of this. I'm acting like this because of this. I'm feeling like this because of that.
Yes.
And that's really powerful, man. You have so much wisdom. No, seriously. Come on, be my big brother. Because you have so much wisdom. Wall Street would not have suited you.
Yeah.
But tell us about the real estate agency itself. So how do you, what do you exactly do? Tell us about what that is. Because I know there's some listeners out there I'm going to do real estate. If you can go from Wall Street to real estate, maybe there's more money in the real estate.
Yeah. It's not easy journey depending on which route you want to take. So the name of our brokerage is Bridge Path Property Group. Shout out to Bridge Path Property.
Shout out to Bridge Path.
Yeah, Bridge Path.
Bridge Path
Property Group.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. We're bridging the gap to your real estate needs. So anyone who needs to buy or sell.
Hey, that's low-key a commercial.
You already know. Come on, man. This
Look at you trying to put the plug. I will punch you.
So when you see it on TV, you'll be like, I remember that.
Don't worry. They'll be sponsoring the Unconventional African very soon.
God willing. Amen.
Amen.
For sure.
Inshallah. Thank you.
So, yes, we'll call Bridge Path Property Group. My brother's the official broker. I'm an agent under the brokerage.
So what does a broker do?
The broker is essentially like the manager of the company.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot. You take some tests, you get your license in, the whole 9 yards
Gotcha.
with the Department of State to be.
But they're more like the supervisor. They oversee things.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he's the head broker. I am an agent under that brokerage.
Okay.
Now, my title doesn't say broker, but essentially I do all the responsibility as a broker as well. So on a day-to-day basis, before I even jump into that, if someone is looking to get into real estate, of course, you can reach out to me, but you got it. There's so many different ways you can go into it. So we wanted to go in, of course, we're African. We wanted to be bosses.
Facts.
I'm not going to leave a corporate
facts.
to just go get another corporate job.
Right.
No.
Facts.
No. So we went.
Not working for anybody anymore. No more clocking in and clocking out.
That's a fact.
I like to take break when I want to take break.
I like to travel, break, eat whenever I want,
Everybody go into business for your sake.
You need some discipline, but it's worth it. You need some discipline. So started in 2016. We partnered up with this other real estate brokerages that was handling a lot of distressed property. The best way to learn is to learn from individuals who are already doing it.
Well, that's a word. I'm telling you, because so many people in the African community are too boastful or too proud to learn from somebody else. What is your problem?
I don't got time for
You don't even know how to do it.
Yeah.
So why not humble yourself and be like, hey, bro, you're doing such and such and such. I would like to learn underneath you.
Yeah.
But the problem is everybody, like you said, we try to be at the top. So it's like, I don't want to ask so-and-so. I want to make it seem like I did it all on my own. So when people ask me, I go like, nah, I did it all on my own. Why would you do that? Why would you even cause yourself distress?
That's very true. And people don't know there's a science to asking. So even though sometimes people don't want to do something for you, if you ask them, they're still more inclined to do it.
Wow.
So if you approach someone like, hey, listen, you're phenomenal, X, Y, and Z, I would love to just shadow you. More than likely than not, unless you're a burden, they're going to say yes to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you're adding value.
Facts.
So we looked at that, and it was paid as well. So we looked at it as a paid internship. We did that for like a year and a half. At that point, we were actually rocking and rolling, getting a lot of distressed property. This is fast forward to, I'm just going to fast forward to earlier this year. So at that point, we're rocking and rolling, and another brokerage reached out to us like, hey, you guys are doing your thing. Would you like to partner up? We have a lot of office space, Why don't you come build a bigger team in this office? I'm never going to say no to opportunity.
Okay. Are you mad?
But, in retrospect, I mean, everything is a blessing in disguise.
No, yeah.
That was terrible.
Really? From
week one. Imagine you going, preliminary interviews. Oh, this is great. We're going to get a huge team of 20 agents rocking in this office. They were located in Long Island. Not even a bad commute since I live in Queens. First week we get there, internet is down. I'm like, wait a minute.
Are we in the water?
That's what I'm like, this is a sign already. First week and your internet is down the entire week? How could you run a successful business with no internet? This is not the 1940s.
That's crazy.
And we need the internet because the phones were connected to the internet. We use our computers when we're speaking to people because we contact primarily distressed properties.
Yeah.
So if you're going through foreclosure, oh yeah, I see you have an auction date on the 7th. You need to have that.
You got it. Speed.
Yes, speed is key.
AKA high speed internet. Come on.
Exactly. You're supposed to be this huge company.
More dial-up, dude.
You don't even have dial-up. They don't even have dial-up. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Y'all trying to use y'all LTE phones, lucky.
So that was a struggle. And this went on, if it went on for 1 week, cool. Week 2. Week 3. Then we would get spurts of internet where it would be for like an hour and a half.
Like, what are y'all in the village?
Go.
Are y'all in the village? I'm finished.
Yo, so let me. This is not even a good part. So we're interviewing over this process. So we had some people start initially, and then we were growing the team periodically. So officially, we had a set team of about 10 people. And some of them couldn't start till later because of health reasons. Some dude was getting surgery. Perfect. So there was a lot of roadblocks. On this project. It seems like
God was stopping this path quickly.
And was he? So we finally get the whole team. Imagine Monday, nice, sunny outside. Ooh, let's get the team going. We're all here, right? Then they call myself and my brother, the managers of that office, call us in because we had dedicated agents and we had dedicated callers.
Okay.
They call us into the office and they're like, hey, you notice when someone starts off a conversation with an excuse, it's going to be bad. So they start off the conversation and they're like, hey, listen, since we didn't have internet over these last several weeks, revenue wasn't where we want it to be, yada, yada, yada. So I'm just like, okay, what does that mean? What are you trying to tell me? He's like, you got to fire everyone you just hired. And I'm like, wait a minute. Literally, my brother and I just started laughing. It was like a movie. We spend all this time finally getting the team together. And then you're like, all right, they're here? Cool. Go fire all of them.
Wow.
But
that's some of the struggles that you go through. Like that's what you're explaining. Some of the downsides.
It's not all rosary.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sit here
we're
and
looking
lie
at
to
you like, ooh, realtor, big time money maker. But
it's stressful.
Like, how dare you? You've built so much and you put so much into interviewing people and they come and now you got people's hopes up and then.
Exactly.
Wow.
One guy, he's been wanting to join. He was the one that had the surgery. So this is his first day. We've been communicating. Oh yeah, I have a seat for you.
Bro, I had everyone. He has surgery. He probably even was bothering the doctor to hurry up so he can.
Absolutely. I was telling him, no, don't worry. I got a seat for you.
That's not funny.
No.
That's so mean.
Yeah.
So how did that go? So did you eventually fire all of them?
Yeah, I had to.
And then after that, you eventually cut off with the company.
Oh, absolutely. So there was some, but that's why I said there's always blessings in disguises. So there were a couple people that were rock stars. Even though there was trial and tribulation, no internet, they were still getting appointments. We were still going to some appointments in that interim. So my brother and I went outside after and we're like, all right, we're going to fire who we need to fire. We need to take those who are great and bring them over to our team. And let's just all leave here. Just cut ties.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And it's funny, you said my voice is raspy because one of the agents that joined our team, I was actually with him because now we do business with his uncle, who's a mortgage banker in Long Island, and he had a 50th birthday party last night. So it's just funny how life works.
Wow.
Where, a kid I was going to fire, now he's one of our top agents, and I'm hanging out with him even on a regular basis.
Wow. I mean, that just goes to show you, like, nothing in life comes easy. Nothing in life is so smooth. Like, there's always going to be ups and downs. You love what you do.
Yeah.
Like, you are, and you're doing it pretty well. Your family's doing very well for themselves, and they're making great business decisions. But it goes to show you that nothing in this road to life is easy. There's always going to be turns. There's going to be stoplights. There's going to be yellow lights.
That's a fact.
Like, you just got to keep pushing. When it turns green, you go.
That's a fact.
That's just it.
That's a fact.
We're going to kind of bring it back, though. When you were a kid and people asked you who was your favorite role model, who did you pick?
Wow, that's a great question.
And I mean when you was a kid, like you was young and was like, who do you want to be when you grow up?
Ironically, I didn't want to be like anyone because I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I want to be a firefighter. I didn't want to do shit. I was like, I just want to, I don't know. Yeah, I just want to live.
I just want to play.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything.
But did you have anybody that you wanted to be like? Michael Jordan,
Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
of course.
It was either the two. We're African boys.
It was both. Michael Jordan, because I had Space Jam, the movie. I know y'all saw Space Jam. Come on.
What? Space Jam, of course.
Space Jam and Michael Jackson. My parents had the old, Michael Jackson. I wasn't much of a Prince listener. Nah.
It's like when, especially Nigerian boys, it's either Michael Jackson or Michael Jordan.
That's it.
My mom used to be like, I'm buying you Michael Jordan shoe. And
No,
everybody like, oh, Michael Jordan shoes.
I was getting Payless. I wasn't getting Michael.
We started
Jordan.
off there.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah.
What was the name of those shoes from Payless? They were like supposed to be like.
And I had Shaqs.
Shaqs.
Yes.
My mom loved them Shaqs.
Yo, the Shaqs, yo, they
my
were
mom,
cool.
I was like, Mommy, no, I said Michael Jordan. She said, Shaq and Michael Jordan, who is better? Shaq is better than Michael Jordan.
You know what's funny? The Shaq symbol was funny. If you remember, he was like dunking and holding the rim. Oh man, that was a knockoff for sure.
Okay, when you want to give somebody advice on following their dreams and following their passions, I know that you were saying like take a step back. You know, don't go the narrow route. Mm-hmm. Stop being narrow-minded. But like, if you was to talk to like a young guy that was in your shoes, he just came out of college, he knew what he wanted to do, but this is also a struggle when it comes to African parents. It's like, you know what you want to do, but are you confident to take that step? Mm-hmm. What would you tell them? Because it's easy for us young females to be persuaded, but for y'all guys, it is hard. So like, if you was to speak to a young dude right now and he's listening, what would you tell him?
The first question I would ask, and it's very simple, and is probably heard it before. If you had all the money in the world, what would you do? You know, some people would rather be artists. Some people, you got to be realistic too. You can't say NBA and, you know.
You don't even play basketball.
Exactly,
No, facts.
But if you had something like, hey, listen, I want to travel the world and eat all the food or whatever it may be, then it's like, all right, now you work backwards. That's my goal. How can I align myself to get to that goal? So the way I look at a job is very different than most people.
Yeah.
A job is meant to make the most money as possible in that situation, and that's it. It's not the fake, oh, you know, get a job, do it for 100 years. That life is over. That's for our parents. So you need to be cognizant, all right, who's paying me the most for this short time being? Because, you know, tomorrow's not promised.
Facts.
So I can actually get to where I want to be. And then you can start doing that as you're doing your full-time job. I'm not saying quit and, you know, put the middle finger up to everyone. But now you have your full-time that you're making the most money as possible.
Yep.
Now you have what you really want to do. Now start doing that on the side. Yep. You know, we're creatures of habit. So if you only put 5 hours a week, now that 5 hours is going to go to 10. Before you know it, it's going to be your full-time gig.
Wow. So how would you say that they should take their losses? Because I know, like, especially we struggle so much with losing or having struggles. Like with you and your brother, y'all could have easily been like, you know what, maybe this is not for us. Mm-hmm. How would you tell that young man to handle that?
I base everything off of what I read. So I read in a book that, you know, nothing in life is a coincidence. So when you're hit with those hard, you know, those jabs to the face, as we said, you need to step back and see, is this a sign from God? And you also need to be in tune with God. Is this a sign from God that I should change my path? Is this a sign from God that I'm not where I need to be in where I am right now, where I need some learning to do? I think when you just start to question everything, when you see a problem, instead of just, oh, I'm not this, I'm not that, you know, life and
like downing yourself.
Yeah, you know. No, don't down yourself at all.
Because when situations happen, it's not really you. Sometimes it's just things that just happen. Like
exactly. And just, you know, just question everything. All right, how can I fix this? I'm a very solution-based thinker. So anything happen, how can I fix this?
Facts.
What's the solution?
Facts.
Am I doing something wrong? Can I do this? Can I do it? You always just got to keep questioning yourself, and you'll find the answers.
Man, thank you so much for coming on this show today.
Of course.
I mean, that's wisdom to the highest. Like, there's going to be somebody that's listening to this like, man, like, I've been taking hit after hit after hit, and I feel like giving up. But if you take a step back and kind of really evaluate things, it's not your fault. Yeah. Like, things happen, and it's okay if things happen. Like, you know, whether or not, you still are alive.
That's a fact.
You still get to breathe. You still get to try again. Mm-hmm. And I used to always love that song. At first you don't succeed. Does yourself up and try again. Because that's really what it is. Like, sometimes you just got to really shake it off and move forward like it never happened.
And one thing I agree 100%. And what I would like to add is, I think sometimes we forget as humans how powerful we really are. So we go through life on an everyday basis, but we don't really, as I said, step back and say, like, look how we're creating this image. So we're creating a godly image. people don't know what that means, So we're meant for excellence. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you don't pursue excellence, mediocrity will pursue you.
How?
So
I reject mediocrity. I reject it. I reject it. I reject it.
Amen.
None of you that are my listeners will ever be mediocre. I reject it.
But it's true,
No, for real.
When you just know what you're worth, yes, you're going to be hit with setbacks. Yes, people might try to downplay you, but it's like the way I look at people, like, you clearly don't know who I am. And I'm not saying this out loud. I'm just saying this to myself.
Yeah.
I don't need anyone's confirmation to know how powerful I am and how God created me.
Wow.
So when you walk with that mindset, it's just a different book. It's a different mindset that can get you to your goal.
Facts. And that just comes with being in tune with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys, he's the greatest of the greatest. The greatest of the greatest. I'm not even gassing. You people hear for yourself. This young man is not, you would think that he was like 30s, 40s, 50s. He has a good head on his shoulder, man. Like, it's like he's been around the block a couple times. Thank you so much for being on this show. Like, thank 100%. You so much for everything that you said. And thank you so much for sharing, because, you're definitely in a field that many of us, may not have the opportunity to be in. And hey, shout out to the fact that he's a realtor. Anybody that needs a home or a property, just hit up my guy. He'll give you all his information right now. Please let them know how they can get in contact with you.
For sure.
And how they can get in contact with your family's business.
Perfect. Yeah. So once again, the name of the brokerage is Bridgepath Property Group. My direct email is my first name, Ohizua. So that's OHIZ as in zebra, UA at bppropertygroup.com. So once again, that's Ohizua at bppropertygroup.com. That's my email. Can I give the phone number? I mean, I don't.
Go ahead, give the phone number. There's somebody that will call you.
Yeah, for sure. You can call, text. I mean, if I can help in any way, and even if I can't help, I'll try to align you with someone who can. My business line is 347-433-8673.
Wow.
You can follow me on
please, yes,
on
social media
as well. Yes, I'm not really a big IG guy, but you can definitely follow me on Facebook on first name Ohizua, Ohizua Russel, RUSS1LEL, and you should find me there.
Wow, great! I am so glad that you're doing something that you love, and that's all it's about. Following your passion. You guys, make sure you hit up my guy. Find their properties. Go to the best of the best. And I'm bringing the best of the best here. Thank you for listening and watching The Unconventional African. We are out. I'm talking about the unconventional